Hi, my name is Mary Spender and you are watching Tuesday Talks. And in this week's episode, I tell you why I'll never be too good for an open mic. Tuesday Talks. When I first started singer-songwriting, there weren't many gigs that I could get because I was underage and we didn't really know where I could perform and where I couldn't perform. So open mics were a great way to get into a venue that I wouldn't necessarily be on the traditional lineup for because I was so new to the whole singer-songwriting thing. And honestly, I will say that open mics have been some of the best and worst gigs of my life, and that's exactly why I think every performer should do them. When I was 18, I moved to London, and again, big venues weren't going to have me. They were going to say no. I emailed, I tried to get on lineups, couldn't do it. And the best way to get on a lineup is to show them what you can do. So open mics were a great opportunity. They're usually on quiet nights at the venue, so Monday, Tuesdays. And there was one famous one, which I've already spoken about in a video, called the 12 Bar Club. And that was in central London. And again, I probably performed to a different number of people every time I went and played. So sometimes it would be 15, 16, or sometimes it would just be me, my friend, or one of my parents, and then the sound engineer. I really think that I've got quite a well-rounded experience when it comes to open mics, but I will admit, until recently, I hadn't done one in a while. And I went out with some friends 2 months ago, and we went and saw another mutual friend play at an open mic. And of course, I had a drink. I thought it would be a really good idea to borrow someone's electric guitar and get up on stage. I remembered all the nervous energy I used to get from performing because no one knew what to expect. No one knew who I was. So it wasn't like I had hundreds of adoring fans there, knowing exactly what songs I was going to play. I didn't even know what songs I was going to play. After that experience, what I thought I would do is go and do one properly. Actually take my rig and go and film it. So here's some footage from the open mic that I did last Tuesday in Bristol at the Grain Barge. Doing that open mic was a massive reminder of exactly why I should probably still do open mics. Even with 2 songs, I still got really, really nervous. I know that material inside out, and yet the audience didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how the sound would be. Obviously, open mics are quite well known. They're quite regular. Bars and clubs all over the world host them. And it's a place where musicians, poets, comedians can go and try out new material. Just, cut your teeth on actually performing in front of someone, whether it's just using a sound system and learning how to sing with a microphone or talk into a microphone. It's really, really beneficial. And you just gain experience as well as meet other performers in your area who might be useful contacts. So the best thing you can do is research where an open mic is happening. Some amazing people have taken it upon themselves to list where each open mic is, on what day of the week, in which part of the city that you might be in. It's important to actually check that the event is still happening, so whether you can Facebook the host, whether you can see on a Facebook group that they've updated regularly being like, see you later tonight, or sign up here. Some people sign up in advance, some people sign up as soon as you get there. But basically, you need to know all that before you go down, because otherwise you might be disappointed. There might not be room because some open mics are extremely popular, especially those in New York City, just FYI. They often have a sign-up time, and that can usually be about 8 p.m. But what I would recommend is that you make yourself known to the host. Sometimes, and in the case of the open mic that I just performed at, the list was already busy by about 7:45. So luckily I'd got there a little bit early, made myself known, and got a really, really good slot. My favourite slot is either second or third. Now, some people do ballots. They don't necessarily just have it first come, first served. You have to write your name down and then they'll draw a number for you. So if there are 30 slots, you could end up as 30th, as I did a few years ago at an open mic. And you just have to stick around to the end. You can't go away, you need to stay, you need to watch every other performer, and basically you just need to hope that every performer sticks around and watches your set. Secondly, your rig. You should probably keep it simple. You don't have much time to set up. I did go a little bit luxurious and I took one of my Vigiers down and a small pedal board this time, but if you have an electroacoustic guitar, that's perfect for an open mic. There are a few things that people often forget when they're performing, let alone doing an open mic. So make sure you have changed the battery in your guitar recently. Take your guitar strap, your capo, plectrums, and cables. Always take your own cables, just in case. You never know what the gear is going to be like at the open mic. It could be very well used, and it's better just to be prepared. Never take any equipment that you wouldn't be willing to share. Open mics can be quite a collaborative effort, so just be kind to other performers. If they've forgotten something, just hand on over your stuff. They'll give it back. Well, at least you hope they'll give it back. When it comes to the audience, the whole nature of open mics is that you just can't predict exactly how it will be. It could be super busy and super noisy, or it could be completely dead. Hopefully there's a happy medium, and hopefully there's more than just you, the sound engineer, and your friend. But if you do know you're doing an open mic and you have friends available, take them down and give all the other performers that luxury of having an audience. But if you take your friends, give them a little warning in advance that they can't really talk. It's not a sociable event. You need to watch every performer. The turnaround's really quick, so there is some time to chat in between when people are setting up. But be really kind and be that audience that you want to play in front of. Finally, it comes down to your performance. Now, there's often either a time limit or a song limit. So it can be maybe 10 minutes or maybe 2 songs that you're allowed to do. Don't do any more than that, please. For your sake and for others. Everything needs to run on time. If there are 30 performers and everyone runs a little bit over, that 30th performer is going to be there until about 3 a.m. So be courteous, just stick to those 2 songs. When you get up to the microphone, before you play or even after you play, don't make any excuses. It's an open mic. If you're a beginner, don't worry about it. This is the whole point. You're meant to get up there, you're meant to show what you can do at that moment in time. Make sure you adjust the mic before you start. It can sometimes lead to problems. If it's either too high or too low, it can just be awkward for everybody. So make sure you're comfortable with that. If you are reading off a book or something, make sure it's visible. If you're just a vocalist and you've got lyrics because you haven't had time to learn them, I would recommend writing them in a notebook. Something quite sturdy, because you never know how your body is going to react to those nerves, especially if you're quite inexperienced. Sometimes it can just be like a little shake. Just seeing your body react that way can be quite off-putting during your performance, so you want to enjoy it as much as you can. Maybe there might be a music stand that you can borrow. Just put it down, put your hands by your side and sing to your heart's content so that you don't have to worry about that flappy piece of paper. When it comes to the sound, you just have to put your trust in the sound engineer. It might not be perfect, but you just have to get on with it. You can ask for reverb, slightly higher volume in your monitors, but there's not much time, so you have to kind of be forgiving to the sound engineer who's dealing with a lot of other pressures. And when you've finished, make sure you have communicated with the sound engineer that you are about to unplug your instrument. We've all witnessed someone unplugging a live jack, and the best of us have actually done it and almost blown out PA systems. So just make sure you communicate, make sure that the sound engineer has put your guitar on mute before you run off stage. Although it might be extremely difficult to do, anything can happen during an open mic. So while you're up on stage, your job is just to keep going and not be distracted. I've had bar staff walk up on stage to go down into the cellar while I'm performing. Glasses have smashed, people have been talking all the way through my sets, and phones have definitely been on loud and gone off. But you just have to keep going. People will notice that you're being brave and carrying on through, so you can always lighten the mood and make a joke about it at the end. I hope that gives you a few pointers about open mics, and I hope you've enjoyed this video and my footage from my time at the Grain Barge. But thank you again for watching my YouTube channel, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you soon.